Hello racing and breeding friends in Japan. My name is Sebastian. I'm the CEO of Bloodstock Sales at Inglis. Inglis is Australia's oldest thoroughbred auctioneer, established in 1867. Sold champion racehorses for decades. We work from a beautiful facility at Warwick Farm in Sydney. It's a purpose-built facility, a spectacular environment to showcase outstanding yearlings and outstanding breeding stock. And as an Irish person, I must say, living in Australia, it's a very special place to be involved in the bloodstock industry. It's thriving. We have fantastic prize money. The racing product is excellent. Fortunately, Australia's been able to consolidate bloodstock experts from around the world, which have meant that the industry here is on a very firm footing. You know, the people that manage the young horses, the stallions, the mares, right the way through to the people who manage the horses in training are amongst the very best in the world. And as a consequence, it's a fantastic racing product that's attracted investment, not just from major people in Australia, but the major investors right around the world. It's a tremendous endorsement to be able to say that Coolmore have a home in Australia, Godolphin Sheikh Mohammed has a home in Australia. You look at some of the other major investors in America, you know, Spendthrift to be a participant here, Barbara Banky, SF Bloodstock are major investors in Australia. Obviously, we've been very fortunate to have had significant investment in Australia by Japanese investors, primarily through the Yoshida family. But you look right across the bloodstock world, people want to be involved in Australia, and it's because it's such a great product. Australia has in excess of 90 races run annually for a prize fund of $1 million or more. Again, without wanting to make too many points in quick succession, it's very important to note that Australian breeders are famous or infamous for selling their best stock. So statistically, on average, 70% of Group 1 winners in Australia per annum will have been sold at an Australian yearling sale. It's an extraordinary statistic. So if you come to the yearling sales in Australia with the intention of buying a top-class racehorse, you can genuinely do so, and I think that's what's been another significant reason why so many people are attracted to participate in our market. 2024, it's hugely exciting. Our Easter yearling sale, the focal point of our sales season, the most famous yearling sale in Australia, and statistically the best yearling sale in the world, will feature a yearling filly out of a champion race mare called Winx. Winx was a 25-time Group 1 winner, unbeaten across 33 consecutive starts, from late in her 3-year-old season right the way through to her last start as an older mare. She won the Cox Plate, Australia's Weight for Age Championship, on 4 individual occasions. She was a Horse of the Year 4 consecutive years. I mean, her credentials as a race filly are extraordinary, but her profile as a broodmare, as a broodmare, is no less incredible because she's a daughter of Street Cry, who's arguably amongst the best broodmare sires in the world. You know, we saw recently Street Cry be the broodmare sire of Cox Plate winner Romantic Warrior. He's a really incredible broodmare sire. So not only was Winx a champion race filly, but she's also bred to be a very good broodmare. She's a beautiful looking mare, you know, tremendous quality, great scope and strength, very athletic. And her filly, this beautiful filly by Piero, who is a champion 2-year-old and champion 3-year-old of Australia, won the world's most valuable 2-year-old race, the Golden Slipper, as a 2-year-old. He was a dual Group 1 winner at Weight for Age as a 3-year-old, a really special horse, Piero, or special racehorse. He's gone on to be a hugely successful stallion. He's a son of Lonhro. So ultimately, this filly is the marriage of 2 exceptional racehorses, and she's a beautiful filly. To talk about horses that are famous for producing through our sales, it's a very, very long list of high-class horses. You know, Australia typically is synonymous with sprinting horses, and if you look through the honour roll of English graduates that have gone on to be top-class sprinters, not just in Australia, but around the world, and obviously Japan has produced its own number of top-class sprinters, but I think it's fair to say Australia is synonymous with being the home of speed in the world bloodstock market. You go back to a horse like Sacred Kingdom, who was a champion in Hong Kong over consecutive seasons, a really incredible sprinter that progressed through to Black Caviar, you know, maybe the best sprinter that Australia's ever produced, a champion in Australia and a winner at Royal Ascot of the Golden Jubilee. progressing through to horse like Star Spangled Banner. I forget Choisir. I mean, Choisir is a pioneer in the sprinting world, another English graduate. He was a $45,000 graduate of our classic yearling sale. Through to his son, Star Spangled Banner, another horse who won at Royal Ascot. Nature Strip, who won the Golden Jubilee at Royal Ascot in 2022, an incredible sprinter. And it's not just about producing top-class sprinting horses, but it's something that Australia is famous for, and Inglis is at the forefront of that. You know, and again, we've produced top-class 2-year-olds. You know, you'll note in Japan a filly in She Will Reign, who's become a very important broodmare in Japan. Her early progeny have enjoyed tremendous success at the sales, and we're looking to them to be successful on the racecourse too. She was a Golden Slipper winner, having been bought for $20,000 at the English Classic Yearling Sale. Through to another slipper winner in Estijab. Top-class colts like Home Affairs, who's arguably the most exciting young stallion in Australia. He's his first foals on the ground at the moment. The Autumn Sun and Trapeze Artist, the two leading first season stallions in Australia with their first 3-year-olds this season. They're both English Easter Yearling Sale graduates. Trapeze Artist is already a sire of a Group 1 winner in Griff, who won the Caulfield Guineas. Griff is an English graduate. I feel like I'm repeating myself. The Autumn Sun is a hugely exciting young stallion, made a tremendous impression with his first runners. And you know, as I say, the success of our graduates is something we're hugely proud of. And so to see yearlings or weanlings that have passed through our sales go on to be top-class racehorses, and then subsequently high-class stallions or high-class producers, is really very exciting. So the honour roll of English graduates is incredibly long, and we're looking forward to it getting longer and longer as the year progresses into 2024. And I've absolutely no doubt, having seen what yearlings we've seen through the spring of 2023, that we've got some very, very exciting yearlings to offer in 24, and horses that will ultimately go on and be top-class racehorses. Inglis is very proud of the success of graduates of our sales in Japan. I mean, it's something that we reflect on each and every year as being nothing short of remarkable, that mares that have performed to a high level in Australia have been able to go to Japan and breed top-class racehorses. I mean, Yankee Rose is a huge success story for Inglis, a dual Group 1 winner, having cost $10,000 at our English Classic Yearling Sale. She was Group 1 winner as a 2-year-old and Group 1 winner as a 3-year-old. But it looks like her success is going to be further enhanced by the exploits of her offspring, Liberty Island, champion filly in Japan by Juramente. I think she's won 4 or 5 Group 1s. You know, really brilliant race filly. And obviously Yankee Rose looks set fair to have a very exciting career as a producer in Japan. Machine was a 4-time Group 1 winner in Australia, a graduate of the Easter Yearling Sale, you know, really top-class 3-year-old filly. She's gone on to produce a really high-class racehorse in Japan in Primo Scene. By Morris, he's a Group 3 winner, he's Group 1 placed. Cosmo Cielo is a Dama Win Marilyn, a Group 1 winner in Japan. And judging by the results from the JRA sale in July, most recently, Australian bred mares, and particularly Australian bred mares who are graduates of English sales, are going to continue to have a big impact on the market in Japan. It's exciting for us to see offspring of Young Star, Fun Star, Yankee Rose, She Will Reign, Machine feature prominently amongst the best results at the yearling or the weanling sales there. It's really exciting for us, and hopefully those mares can continue to go on and be top-class producers. It was only recently that another Australian bred mare, More Than Sacred, bred a Group 1 winner whose name I'm forgetting. His name is Giuretza, again by Juramente. And I think it's exciting for us, or it's something we take great pride in really, that Australian bred stock can go to Japan, complement the Japanese stallion population, noting how many exciting young stallions you have in Japan, and you know, perform to a really high standard. It's obviously extraordinarily competitive racing in Japan, and I think a horse that we're particularly excited about seeing mated to the Australian bred mares is Contrail. Obviously, he was a fantastic racehorse in Japan. You know, we're hoping that maybe in time we might get to see some Contrail yearlings offered for sale in Australia. That would be something really exciting, and you know, something for us to really look forward to. And I don't want to go without mentioning Equinox. Obviously, we're hoping that some of these fantastic Australian mares, when he eventually does go to stud, will be bred to Equinox, because he's an incredible racehorse. It's really, it feels like an honour to be able to see a horse like him perform to the standard that he does. He's an extraordinary racehorse, and you know, maybe in years to come we'll be lucky enough to have some Equinox offspring to offer at our Easter Yearling Sale, and that would be something really exciting for us.